Hello, what's up? Happy Sunday. What's that? Oh, does he want it? Does he want it?
It was just in the car.
Oh, just leave it over there on his desk. Hi, Theo. Hi, Pedro. How are you guys? Oh, man. Hi, Janet. It's already, so we are expected, if I don't know if you guys seen my short. Hey, Melanie. So we're expected to get another hurricane this week, Hurricane Milton. I was calling it Wilson. I don't know. It's a hurricane. Um Hurricane Milton. So every county is very different in the sense of where if they're going to close the schools and things like that. So it's based on counties. So I live in Polk County, and so we already got email calls that school is closed so far Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Is my hat like on backwards, or is it just I literally just got home. And we try to do, so I did like Instacart because I was working today, and so I could get some water and things like that. And everybody is just like taking there was no water, there was no like regular slices of bread. We even try to do like we even pick like Chef Boyardee just in case the light goes out and we can't cook or anything. Like at least the kids could have cold Chef Boyardee. But nothing. Hi, Pedro. I have so many Pedros here. Hi, Cosette. Hi, Carmen. So yeah, we're ready. We're trying to get ready for the hurricane. I think we'll have a better idea like Monday what, where it's gonna go and things. I don't know. But yeah, the shelves are looking very, very light right now. A lot of places are already out of gas, and I don't necessarily, I feel like there's different people that like, there's people who are like, okay, we're gonna, we'll be okay. And then there's those people who buy like, just take everything off of the shelves, right? So we'll see. I mean, for the most part, I think we'll be good. I think I would feel a little bit more comfortable if I had a few more cases of water. Yes, BJ's. Yeah, I did the Instacart for BJ's, and literally everything was like, okay, this is not available. This is not available. There's no water, nothing. The gas stations by us too were already out of gas. Pedro, which videos were you watching? Hi, Paul. Yeah, we're doing fine. It's been like rainy all day, like on and off. We were in Ocala today. Normally, you guys know that I don't work Sundays, but I did have a family that was it was kind of like a rush because they're under contract for their home to sell their home in Georgia, and they're closing at the end of the month, so they needed something ASAP. So I said, okay, we'll work. And so we went to Ocala. And it actually worked out because we got there really early. And we did a video there. We recorded a video. We always, for the most part, bring our camera equipment just in case, we need it. I'm the type of person who I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. For real. Like, that's why when I go on vacation or anything like that, I overpack. overpack because I'm like, you know what? You never know, you know? So anyways, we did a video, and then I met with my clients, and we ended up going, we're gonna go under contract at Stone Creek. It's a Del Webb Pulte community, 55 and over in Ocala. And it's a beautiful community. What I absolutely love, like amenities galore. They have a 18-hole golf course. They have a restaurant. It's gated, and there's no CDD. So I like that. And then the HOA is only $295 a month, and that's really not bad. Like when you really think about, like, literally you have an indoor pool, you have an outdoor pool, you have a dog park, you have pickleball, tennis, gym, restaurant, a whole bunch of stuff. And so they're gonna go under contract for I believe it was the Crestwind, which is a 3-bedroom 2-bath, just under 1,700 square feet. So it's just them two. So I'm super excited to help them. As I don't know if you guys follow my I don't know if you guys like watch my shorts, but I did so it was so funny, right? You guys know how I always tell you guys, right? I cannot make this up. So the builder's agent works for the builder. Like, that's it. That's just hands down. So if you're going to a new construction home without outside representation, you're not doing yourself any justice, right? And so we're talking of numbers and things like that. Very, really, really good incentives Pulte's having right now, especially with the move-in ready home. So they're gonna have a 3.75 fixed interest rate, and they're using a VA loan. So 100% financing. They don't have to put a down payment, and all their closing costs for the most part is going to get covered, right? So technically how it worked out is like they are going to get money back at closing, right? So I was like, okay, that's a good start, right? That's a good start. And then I was like, but how about the refrigerator, the washer and dryer, and the blinds, because that doesn't come with the house. And the agent was like, oh, well, no, it's a $5,000 package that they can choose to add if they wanted to. And I was like, can you guys just throw that in? And he looked at me. He was like, did she just ask if we could give that for free? I was like, yeah. I was like, absolutely. And so he was like, I guess I can ask my manager. I was like, okay, good. And he reached out to his manager, and we went back and forth, and we made it happen. We got free refrigerator, washer and dryer, and all the blinds. And that's what I'm talking about. Had they went in without me, that wouldn't have happened. The one with the 2 suites, Ocala, nice dress. Oh, okay. I think I know which one you saw. There's a lot of 2 suite ones in Ocala. We live right behind Lowe's and BJ's. I wish you could see the line. I'm telling you, I know. And we were on the turnpike coming home from Ocala today. And even still, like when it's raining, people are driving ridiculous. There was so many accidents. It's just like, really, like, slow down. And then the traffic was bad. How long did it take us? Huh? It took us 2 hours to get home from Ocala today, and it normally takes us like about an hour and a half. But the traffic was ridiculous coming home. Going to Ocala this morning was fine. Paul said, let us know if your family needs anything after the storm. Mo's sister lives in Miami and can help. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do. Yes, Del Webb, Cosette. I love Del Webb. Del Webb, girl, it makes me like, oh, this is what I have to look forward to when when I reach 55. I am totally for it. Because it's just all of the amenities is crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. I follow every video you make from all 3 channels. I have 2 channels. I have this one, Evolve in Real Estate, and then we have the Sunshine State Living. So We did post on Friday the zip lining. We went to the canyons, and unfortunately, what happened is that was the first. Okay, there's a few things that happened. Number one is that Vic could not go on the zip lines because he is. It's not that the is it's not that the line won't hold him. That's not it, because the line will technically hold him. It's for like, sometimes when you're zip lining, you don't make it to the end, right? And you make it maybe like 3/4 of the way, and you have to like pull yourself up, or the person on that side has to come and pull you up. So there's no way that they're gonna pull him, right? They're gonna be able to pull him. So he didn't go. Now, I had nobody to tell me if my GoPro was like on or whatever, because it's on top of the helmet. The kids don't know. And yeah, the kids don't know. So it ended up being, we had it in a case, and it ended up overheating. So it didn't even catch any. It didn't catch me screaming my lungs off. It didn't catch my pep talk with Caleb, because Caleb, the first one we went, it was, let me tell you, it was like 90 stairs. I was out of breath. And Caleb just psyched himself out. He was just like, I can't do this. I'm scared. And I was like, listen, you got this. You got this. Eli, nope. You couldn't talk that kid off the ledge. Like, he was like, nope, I'm not going on there. So Vic had to end up getting him, and I had to go to the other side because Kit Kat and Aiden was already there. Anyways, long story short, the GoPro didn't work. Wasn't the best video, right? Because you really weren't able to see us go on the zip line. I think there was a few like ones that I took on the camera with Aiden, but it was a good time. The old saying is, you can always ask, doesn't hurt. I believe that. Absolutely. Why not? What else can we get? Even though I'm telling you, the incentives are pretty good. So I think they were giving like 27,000 towards closing costs with the 3.75 interest rate. But what happens is that to get the interest rate that low, they take part of some of that 27,000 to cover that the buy down, and then the rest goes towards closing costs, which is still a really good deal. So because he's a VA, he's using a VA loan, 100% financing. All he has to think about is the closing costs, but essentially he'll get paid after at closing. He'll receive a check because you have to put in a $5,000 deposit. 2 channels. Yes. 2 channels. This is just, like the Evolve. We tried to put the lifestyle on the Evolve in real estate, but what happens is that it's kind of like, what I don't like about it is that you're like, whatever you start off with, I feel like in YouTube is where you have to stay. So when I was doing the lifestyle videos and I was posting them on the real estate channel, they weren't really getting a lot of views, or it just became not worth it. So that's why we created a new channel. And honestly, like this new channel, I already came to the conclusion that I really just want to focus on just family fun stuff, family fun living activities in the Florida area. So last Sunday, like I mentioned before, we went to Southern Hill Farms, which is perfect it's in Clermont, Florida, for the fall. It was really hot though. But the weather gets cooler, and then once the weather gets cooler, it does get packed, right? So it's kind of like, which one would you rather? You rather it being hot with not a lot of people, or cool with a whole bunch of people, right? And me personally, since we have the 6 kids, I'd rather be hot and not have a lot of people, because last year when we went, we lost Malachi and we lost Caleb. So yeah, not my proudest mom moment, but it's okay. We come back from it, and this year I made sure that I didn't lose them. So what did you guys think about the Camden floor plan in the new community, Twisted Oaks? Did you guys watch that video? Hi, James. Let me know what you guys thought about that. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you can't make any adjustments to the houses and things like that. And no, especially with DR Horton, you can't make any changes. Hey babe, can I have juice? But how was your week? Anybody else in Florida that is getting ready for the hurricane? I just want water. That's the only, like, that's what I'm a little just. And my husband is like, oh, we're good, right? So as I mentioned, Polk County schools are closed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm thinking about just keeping them home tomorrow because I rather just, you know, I think I'd rather just have them home and not fight like the lines and things like that. K Hovnanian has some really good I don't know if you guys saw their passion flower, which if you're looking for an in-law suite, like literally a separate door that leads to the in-law suite, but then you still have access to it in the house, in the main house as well. They have some really good ones coming up in early next year. I've had a couple of people reach out to me regarding that they want in-law suites. And so we priced one out for potential clients, and it's $349. So one of them is $349 $170, which is really not bad. It's a 4-bedroom 3-bath on a 1/4 acre lot in Ocala. But what's really cool, like I said, is that it has that separate in-law suite. So guys, one thing I wanted to mention that I feel like Polk already announced closures. We are standby here at Broward. Yep, they already announced the closings already. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow they have school, but like after school programs are cut, are canceled. But I was just telling my husband, I was like, we might as well just keep them, because if you know what I don't think is fair is that, like, sometimes you know how daycares where even if it's closed you still have to pay type of thing, and that's how these after school programs work. It's like, okay, the school was closed and you still expect me to pay for after school? Like, it just don't make no sense. Oh, one thing I want to mention, and I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this. Give me 1 second. I literally hopped out the car and then jumped on my computer. So I had people call me this weekend, right? And it was like, you know, as I mentioned to you guys in my videos, if you want to work with us, honestly, if you're going to work with any real estate agent, right? If it's not us, you're going to have to sign a buyer broker agreement, okay? Like, that's just, there's no getting around that unless you go straight directly to the builder, right? But again, as I mentioned earlier, if you go straight directly to the builder or straight directly to the seller, I don't know, you're not doing yourself any justice, because you don't have anybody protecting you, guiding you, or anything like that, right? So there's some people who have that hesitation, right? Like, oh my God, I'm going to be locked in, right? But I always remind people, like, if you decide that you don't want to work with me anymore, that is completely fine. I don't have a cancellation fee. If you just let me know, listen, I don't want to work with you anymore, I'm going to work with somebody else, then that's okay. That's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, vice versa. And me personally, I don't want to work with anyone who doesn't want to work with me, right? And so normally we try to do the buyer broker agreements for like 6 months. It just depends on what your situation is, right? And guys, don't think because you sign a buyer broker agreement that you have to buy a house, right? You don't have to buy a house. As if you do buy a house and we're in a partnership, I'm representing you, then that's how I get paid, right? But don't think, oh my God, I signed the buyer broker agreement, that means I have to buy a house. No, you don't have to buy a house, or like, you know, once you buy the house, then that's it. It's not like you're under contractual agreement to buy another one, right? It just, you know, it's, if you have questions, ask me about it, right? I did have, so I'm gonna tell you, you guys know that I'm 100%, I keep it transparent here, 100% honesty all the time. Now, so I had a client who, she was a little bit, you know, okay, just different. That's okay. That's okay, right? And I met with her, right? I met with her, and she loved a house, right? She was like, I like this house. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we talked about it. I negotiated a really, really freaking good deal for her. Then she tells me that she's going to have surgery, that she wants to put everything on hold. Okay, no problem. That's fine, right? You put your health first, and then we'll pick it back up. I made sure to check in on her because I truly do care. I want to make sure that all my people's is good, right? So we kept in contact. Then a few weeks later, she the house is still available that she wanted to buy, right? And so I reached out to the builder again, and I was able to get the same deal. Now, I sent her the contract so that she could review it and see, you know, if she had any questions, right? Because at the end of the day, like, we can, us as real estate agents, we're not lawyers, right? But we can let you know, what this means, what that means, and things like that. Okay. She sat on that contract for a few days, and time is of the essence. I tell you this all the time. I swear, a house could be on the market for 180 days, right? Let's just say an example, 180 days. All of a sudden, it has all the hotness. Everybody just wants to put in an offer, and it's like a multiple offer situation. You don't understand how many times I've seen that, right? So, anyways, and you can't push too much, right? Because at the end of the day, you either buy it or you don't, right? I'm not paying the mortgage. So if you feel comfortable, if this is the house for you, then perfect. But I do want to let you know is that this house is not, it's not being held, right? So if they get another contract, they can accept it, and that's it. So that's exactly what ended up happening. She waited too long. She sat on that contract, and when she was like, "Okay, I'm ready," we got the signatures, and nope, that the builder accepted a cash offer. So a few days later, and I was like, "Okay, this is what happened, right? This is an alternative where literally the house, like, one house was here and that same house was over here, right?" And I was trying to give her, like, because she doesn't live in the area, so I was sending her kind of like, I think I did a video on it, so I actually sent her the video of that house, the next house that was for sale. It was the same model, and she was like, "Oh, I have to be there in person to be able to check the neighborhood out." Perfect. You let me know when you're able to do it, because I know she has surgery, blah blah blah. All of a sudden, like, literally, maybe like a day later, I get an email: "I would like to cancel our buyer broker agreement." And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm curious. Like, can we talk about this? Because I would love to know. Like, if there's a learning curve that maybe I could have done something different, right? I don't think I could have, but maybe, I'm always open to other people's perspectives. And I'd let her know, like, and I was like, I'm a little mind blown right now. And I have to say, like, of course, I put it in an email, very professional, because at the end of the day, that's the only way to be, right? I'm just explaining to her, like, the situation that happened with her holding on and taking her time with the contract, and this is what happened, but I came up with different options, and I'm just not understanding where the disconnect is from, right? And she never replied. Nothing. She never replied to my email. Never. That's all she said. That original email, that she did not want to work with me anymore. And that's okay. That's okay, because at the end of the day, like, I think you know how when there's blessings are a disguise, right? A disguise. What's the word? What's the saying called? A blessing in disguise. Yeah. A blessing in disguise. It was truly a blessing in disguise. And still, like, you guys know who I am. Who I am is in my videos is who I am in person. And so it's okay. It's okay. If I'm not for you, that's okay. But you can't sit on something and then get upset that that house was already sold. And then, I feel like there's people who have to blame somebody else, like can't take the accountability, and that's okay. You could blame me. Okay. So, anyways, I don't know where my main focus was to tell you guys. I just wanted to tell you the story, right? But like I said, buy broker agreements. If you decide you don't want to work with me, then that's okay. We can cancel. But let's be adults and let me know. James said, you snooze, you lose. People are drama. Like you, I know. I won't take some people's money. Oh, listen to me. Yes. And I should have known, and I did know. You know what? I'm not even gonna say I should have known, because I did know. So that first time where I was I was negotiating on behalf with the builder and all this other stuff, I gave her my lender's contact information, right? My lender is on point. When I tell you that man is on point, he is on point. And he was giving her all the scenarios, because he was like, okay, you have to actually be actively working to be able to close on the house. You are not going to be able to close on the house if you are on medical leave, right? So he wanted to be transparent and to be very like, okay, these are our different options. These are different scenarios. And she was like, you know what? I can't work with you. You too negative. And he was like, Alexis, I wasn't being negative or anything. I was just letting her know that she cannot close on a house if she's on medical leave. She has to actively be working. And I was like, I knew. It's okay. I knew. I can't even say I should have known, because I knew. James said, I liked all the houses lately. Multi-generations are nice, even if just for visitors. I like high ceilings, and the Mohawk floors are nice. So now that you mentioned the Mohawk floors, I actually just did a video today, and it had the Mohawk floors. I too like the Mohawk floors. I like it better than the regular luxury vinyl planking, because I feel like it's more durable. But we actually just did a video today. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, 2,092 square feet on a 1/4 acre. Now, what I liked about this house is that, a lot of people are like, I don't want to walk directly into the family room, right? I don't want to see the kitchen. So this house is exactly that. You have a little hallway, then you walk into the family room. The family room is very, very nicely sized. The master bedroom is very nicely sized as well. The only thing I would say, and you know what? I still recorded it, because at the end of the day, if it's my perspective, I'm not buying the house, right? So that's for somebody to make that decision. But I feel like there's a house for everyone. The only thing that I would say is that you definitely would want to put a fence up in this house, just because like your rear neighbors has a lot of stuff in like they have an enclosed lanai, but there's like a lot of stuff in the enclosed lanai and things like that. So if you don't want that to be your view every day when you're in your backyard, then I highly recommend to put a fence, and you won't be able to see it. But I say that in my video because I'm transparent. I want you to know what I see, right? Pedro said, looking forward to working with you when I move from Queens. Yes, we will be here. Yes. Constructive criticism. Absolutely, Melanie. Like at the end of the day, I feel like we're all adults, right? And I'm always open to constructive criticism, and I'm always open to, maybe I can change this, maybe I can change that. I'm always about evolving and becoming better, right? Because I'm not perfect. I am nowhere near perfect, right? And but I can honestly say that I'm very confident in I'm very confident in myself in that entire transaction. Because I know that I did everything. I freaking negotiated a heck of a deal, and it is what it is. Houses are not waiting for us, nor owners or builders. Next, that is very, very true. I'm telling you, that always happens. I'm telling you, a house will be sitting, and the next thing you know, 5 people are interested in the house, and then it's like, oh my goodness. Yes, cada casa tiene su novio. There's a house for everyone. What's for you will be for you. Amen to that. Yes, sister, I love that. like a breakup. I know, right? Paul said, our builder asked me if I wanted to have a walkthrough before the drywall goes up. Should the builder be going through you? Yeah, so the builder should definitely be having me in that communication, because I can I can do the walkthrough in your place, or I can have you on FaceTime, right? So the builder should definitely be communicating with me as well. So I'll make sure that I reach out to them tomorrow so I could get that contact information so that we can, do the drywall, the pre-drywall walkthrough. So I don't know if you guys saw, but Malachi got 4 stars this week. He was trying really hard. And so we did a little one-on-one date, and we went to, so we had a few showings with Carmen, and then afterwards we went and we got some Chinese food. I was like, you sure you want Chinese food? Because I've been over Chinese food. And he was like, yeah, I want Chinese food. And I think he just wanted Chinese food for the boba tea. And so he had a really, really good time. I was excited for him that I can give him that one-on-one time. But then it's kind of like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't type of situation. You guys know what I'm saying as parents, man. So I'm trying to I'm hyping Malachi up because he's super excited. I want him to do good in school because, him not listening is not the worst, right? But what's really bad, and he already got written up 2 weeks ago, is when he puts his hands on somebody, right? Then that's a whole different ball game. And I'm like, the last thing I want is for him to get kicked out of this school, because he already got kicked out of the other school last year. So I'm like just being his biggest cheerleader and things like that, like, yay, we're going on a one-on-one and all this other stuff. And then you hear Kit Kat. Oh, he gets a one-on-one, but how about us? And I'm like, girl, Kit Kat is always with us when we go to Ocala, when we go to go eat, she's always with us. So it's kind of like, now the kids are like, well, damn, do I need to be bad in order to get, in order to work to be good, and then I can get one-on-one time, right? So it's like, oh my gosh. So I had to remind them. I'm like, okay. So they thought that they were in the what's that word called, babe? Like the like when you're in kind of like the, not the appreciation, but the lack.
Yeah, more worried about the lack than what they have.
Yeah, so they were.
They don't have.
So they're focused on the lack of they didn't get the one-on-one time. But I had to like remind them, like, okay, when you come home, you get to watch TV, you get to play on your game, you get to stay up later and things like that. That's all consequences, or that's all rewards of you being good in school. Malachi, on the other hand, there's some days where he has to go to bed, or he can't play his magnets, or he can't, watch TV and things like that. And so I had to like kind of like, look, you do get rewarded, right? But I guess it's just not the way they want to get rewarded. I'm trying my best. With 6 kids, everybody is very unique. Everybody wants mom time, and I'm just trying my best. I really am. Like, we took the big boys to New York, and I had, I swear, like, that's why I say it's kind of like a catch-22, because you provide what you can, right? For your kids, you provide a better life than what you had, right? And I give them all the love, because you guys know, I didn't grow up with love. I didn't grow up with affection. I didn't grow up with being told that I was loved, right? So I tell that to my kids all the time, blah, blah, blah. So we took the big boys to New York. That this past Sunday we had a family event or whatever. So yesterday I'm working, and I'm working really hard because we're going on a cruise, and I just want to make sure that I leave everything in order and I'm taking care of everybody. So my oldest was like, I don't mean to be rude, right? But you're just like glued to your laptop, right? Like, how about us and things like that? And I'm like, listen, I'm like, I understand. I'm like, number one, I'm not glued to my laptop, right? There are periods of the day where I'm like, okay, like, that's all you're seeing. It's kind of like that's all you're choosing to see is the times that I'm on my laptop working versus, me watching a movie with you, or we, or us going to New York. And so I had to like really like let him know, like, how much you thought that New York trip was, right? How much you thought this cruise is gonna be, or that I paid for this cruise? There's 8 of us, right? We're talking over $10,000. I'm like, what you think I'm gonna do? Just like, my bills don't know any they don't know excuses. They don't know what's going on. They don't care. Bills don't care. These companies don't care. I was like, so yeah, there are some days where I'm gonna have to work a little bit longer, a little bit, but again, that's like that catch 22. Yeah, Paul, he was so proud. The food wasn't, so I'm gonna be very honest with you. So there's this place in Davenport. That's where we went to go eat yesterday. It's called Lynn Agent's Bistro. And when they first opened, when I tell you that their food hit, it was amazing. So freaking good. But I think a lot has changed. And I'm not a big fan of their food anymore. I really like, down the block, we have a Chinese spot next to Publix, and I prefer their Chinese over Lynn Bistro. But I mean, Chinese food is Chinese food, in Florida is not like New York. Carmen, you went to get Chinese as well? You called me. No, I didn't get your call. And it could be because where I was at, I had really bad service. You're doing an amazing job. Thank you, Katrina. Stay on top of that before it gets really bad. Tough love always prevails. I felt that 100%. Like, and I'm very, I love all my kids. I always tell them that I love them. I'll do anything and everything for them. But at the end of the day, number one, once I feel like that ungratefulness, because my oldest one suffers from ungrateful, like, just what's that? Like, he suffers from entitlement. Like entitlement. And I be having to put him in his place, because I'm just like, boy, there's a lot of kids out there that don't have what you have, right? There's a lot of kids, and it's not even materialistic things either, right? That's not what I'm talking about. Materialistic things is an add-on, it's a bonus. It's the actual like love that you have, the family that you have, right? I think that's above all. How you say that in Spanish? Mal agresido. Yeah. Yeah, ungrateful. Laptop, our lifestyle manageably. Yes. And so sometimes if I'm working, I'll be on the laptop, but I'll be in the living room, right? So that I'm still in the room, and I'm engaging while they're playing game and stuff like that, right? So it's just kind of like, you gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day. Like, I gotta pay the bills. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But and my oldest suffers from that a lot. He always focuses on the lack and not on the the abundance, right? Lack versus abundance. And I always have to like really, really just break it down for him so that he can truly understand it, and how not to be in that lack mindset or that state of lack. Because if you catch yourself there all the time, then you're never going to be happy. You're never going to, you're never going to feel like you're successful. You're never going to feel like, you made it, whatever that looks to anybody, right? It's just, you can't stay in that lack. Yes, I know. But like I said, we're getting ready for a cruise next week, and they've never been on a cruise before. So this is a really treat for them. This is a good treat for them. An expensive treat, but It's just not your kids, it's the whole generation. They see other kids doing something, they want to do it too. Then that's the time parents have to be strong and say no. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. So, so this upcoming week for real estate, Monday, tomorrow, we have Onyx Builders. I was very impressed. This was the first time that I went into their community. So their community is called Villa Pass, and they are in like the Groveland Mascot area, 15 minutes away from Claremont. And the way they build their homes is very, very unique. It's all even the walls are just solid concrete. They build their bathrooms off in a factory, and they actually like bring the completed bathroom and then they put it into the house. They say that the bathroom is kind of the way it's built, that like if there was a bad, I don't know, for whatever reason, if there was a tornado or if there was a really bad hurricane, like you could really bunker inside the bathroom. So I thought that that was pretty unique. And so they have a few different floor plans. So the floor plan that I saw and toured was their 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage X model, which is basically like the top of the line for the 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And that one has like the blackout shades. It comes with the washer and dryer. It's a really, really, really nice house. It comes with the 42-inch cabinets. The pantry already has kind of like the wood, the wood shelves. It's really nice. So that's tomorrow. And like I said, it's literally only 15 minutes away from Claremont. And Claremont is a beautiful area. I used to live in Claremont before I bought my house, and I absolutely love Claremont. And then Tuesday, we toured a home in Denellen, which is literally right outside of Ocala, specifically in Rolling Hills. And it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, over 2,000 square feet, like modern farm style house. And it's on 1.27 acres. Very, very, very nice house. I want to say it was priced at $499 or $485. I can't remember off the top of my head. You researched Onyx a while ago. I like their houses. Yes. Oh, and so they also have a 4.2, right? And then they have a 4.3. So their 4-bedroom, 3-bath home is a 2-story. Even the second floor is also solid concrete. So even the stairs, the way they build the stairs is just completely different. Like it's a really different, unique builder. Hi, Maribel. Yeah, so I was very, very intrigued. I think we're gonna do a tour on their 2-floor plan, two floor plan. Because it's super unique. But we did the single 3-2 first. But there's no CDD in that community. There's a HOA of $155 per month, but that does include cable and internet, and they have some like walking trails. But like I said, I really do like the location of the house because I do like Claremont. And then we're just trying to figure out like what we're going to do for the following week because of the hurricane that may, tear into our plans this week, because normally we would have recorded for the following week. So I already have the Ocala for the following week that we just did today. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow, depending on the weather. So we already kind of have all the footage for this Lancy Homes. They have an X-Berry floor plan, and it is absolutely beautiful. Like the most, it's when you guys see it, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh. So the model is in Claremont. It's in a community called Ridgeview. Now they're not building that floor plan in Ridgeview anymore because there's not the big lots that will fit it, right? But they are building it in a community called Story Creek in Kissimmee. And this community has like an abundance of amenities and things like that. So we're going to showcase the actual house, right? The model home is in Claremont, but the actual community is going to be in Kissimmee. But the good thing about Landsea and a lot of these builders, Pulte, Landsea, D.R. Horton, Richmond American, KB Homes, all of these homes all of these builders build the same homes in different areas in different communities, right? So that's always a good thing. Billy said, I wonder how they hold up against hurricanes and floods. Let me tell you something, Billy. So the agent I didn't interview, but the agent is in the video because I felt like he would be best to explain the process, right? Because I don't specialize in Onyx builders. And all the windows are hurricane impact windows. And it should not get flooded because there's no wood in that house. There's like all solid. It's a really, really solid foundation. So they actually went to how do I say this? They started building towards like the Miami area, Lehigh Acres. And they just brought that same product to Central Florida and with still the hurricane impact windows, because most of these builders don't have in Central Florida are not hurricane impact windows because it doesn't need to be. But they still went above. Onyx builders went above code, and that's how they build their houses. So I think that's super cool. And so especially I thought that this would be a great home to showcase, especially after Hurricane Helene, right? Where there's people who maybe live in manufactured homes, or their homes are just kind of like no longer here, right? Because it's destroyed, right? I think this would be a good option. Melanie said, which is your favorite builder, where and why? So I have a few different it depends on the location, and that's my favorite builder, right? So in the Polk County area, I really like Richmond American Homes. I really like Richmond American Homes because of the I feel like of the quality versus what other builders in Polk County offer. Like for example, like D.R. Horton, right? D.R. Horton is gonna have the shell in the home, and normally in the bathroom, in the bathtub, bath shower. It normally doesn't come enclosed. What else? Richmond American has 9'4" ceilings. They have 8' doorways. They have tiled showers, even though it doesn't go up to the top. It is still showered. It comes enclosed, right? What I also like about Richmond American Homes is that in above the microwave, they have the hood that vents out, right? And so these are like, I think Richmond American and Meritage are the only ones that do that in Polk County, from what I remember, or I can think of. And so I really, really like Richmond American Homes. I really like Pulte Homes, and I have clients who are closing next month with Pulte Homes, Del Webb, in a Winter Garden 55 and over community. And when I say that it has been like the smoothest process ever from start to almost finish, they're very, very like, when we did the phased inspections, there wasn't much. Whatever was on there was taken care of, no questions asked. The updates, the communication, and even just the build itself, I really do like. Now, luxury homes, man, there's a whole bunch of beautiful, like Toll Brothers is very nice, and there's some really custom builders that I really do enjoy walking through their homes. Like I mentioned to you guys a few weeks ago, we are going to start showing some luxury homes. I'm thinking about doing like a luxury Thursday type of thing, because not only do I want to showcase the luxury that we have in the luxury homes that we have in the Central Florida area, right? But it's also something like, if that's something that you want, or you're working towards, right? Like we all have goals, and we all started somewhere, and we all want to get to our end goal, right? And if maybe living in a custom luxury house is one of your goals and things like that, I'm going to showcase it, right? And I won't be mad at selling some luxury homes either. So yeah, we're going to start showcasing luxury homes, but I'm not going to stop showing, I see a lot of people doing, like, they switch to luxury and then they forget about the middle class, that are doing the $400,000 houses, right? Like everybody needs a house, and everybody needs exceptional service, and so we're still going to be showcasing houses in the $300,000-$400,000 and up, right? So because you know how people, like, I'll never forget where I came from type of thing, right? Onyx homes are like concrete bunker. Exactly that, James. Exactly that. That's why I think, it's coming. The video is going to come out in a perfect time to kind of like, okay, if somebody is really scared of the hurricanes and things like that, this may be a really good option for you, right? But yeah, it was nice. Richmond Americans are sophisticated homes just like Onyx. I really do like the Richmond American homes. So now, like I always say, the location is what you pay for anywhere. So for example, there's a house, like, and with all the builders, I'm telling you, if you do the research, you'll see that it's $100,000 more, same freaking house, just different location, $100,000 more. So now then you have to think to yourself, like, sometimes location is worth the $100,000 for someone, right? That's not for me to judge. I'm not making the mortgage payment, right? So it is, I'm here to guide you and see what's best for you and your family. DR, from what I remember, are block for both stores, although I think they're builder grade. Yeah, so DR Horton is block on the top and on the bottom, correct. But again, like, so for example, so my clients today that we were showing homes to, can I have chapstick, Bob? My clients that we were showing homes to today, we started at DR Horton in Ocala in Huntington Bridge. The thing I like about Huntington Bridge, right, is that there's no CDD, and the HOA is only like $11 a month, okay? But there's no amenities. Now, what I like about it is that you're still on, those are big lots, like a 1/4 acre lot for the most part, and you have public utilities, right? But a DR Horton home in that price range, because there are luxury DR Horton homes. Like, there's a community in Winter Garden called Waterley, and Waterley, you can pick the floor plan, you can pick the design and all of that stuff, right? But for the most part, DR Horton is a spec home. Like, what you see is what you get. And so when they saw it, they were like, okay, well, the wife was like, I really don't like the shell, but I could deal with it, right? And it's kind of like, okay, so we started the compromising, was like, oh, I could deal with it. Okay, so that's fine. So we know what DR Horton offers. Okay, so then we went to Pulte, and it was a big difference. You had the really nice quartz countertops, you had the backsplash, you had the tiling in the showers, you had the shower doors, right? So yeah, absolutely, I understand. But I will also say is that everyone starts somewhere, right? So I start listen, sometimes I walk through these houses and I'm like, okay, right? Like, and me personally, I don't know. I toy around with wanting a really nice luxury home, but then I want a farm, right? So I'm like, but maybe I could have like a really nice luxury home on a farm, but I always tell everybody, you have to start somewhere. And so that's our starter. I'm still in my starter home. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home. And look, this is Hope. Hi. It's because she's like, you've been gone all day. So we have a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home, and it is a DR Horton home. Now, you guys know, if you've been following me, I've said this multiple times. Before we moved in, we had carpet in the dining room. We had carpet in the living room, all upstairs. And I'm like, who puts carpet in the dining room? Like, that just doesn't even make sense, especially having 6 kids. Even if you have 1 kid, it don't make no sense. So that was something that we ripped up, because there was just no way. Like, literally, it would have got damaged the first night. But I still have laminate countertops. I still have some ugly cabinets. but I'm not looking to make so much improvements in this house, right? Because it's gonna end up being a rental. But we took out the carpets on the stairs. Upstairs, we put luxury vinyl planking because the dogs don't go upstairs. The only dog that goes upstairs because he has special treatment, and I would admit that is this little come here, this little baby. It's this little baby. Look at it, my baby. No, not my lips. This little baby. He's the only one who goes upstairs. And then one of the Germans goes upstairs, but uninvited. She opens the gate on her own and she goes upstairs, right? So like I said, we bought our house for 306 and it's like probably worth like 460, 470 right now. But we won't sell this house. Like I said, this would be a rental, and then we're gonna just keep evolving. Maybe even the next one is not gonna be our forever home, but it's gonna be better than this one. And you just keep building, right? It's always that. That's always, But I want to start selling luxury homes. Why not? Why a girl from New York just, a little rough around the edges, but 100% transparent and honest, can't sell some luxury homes? Let's get it. So if you guys got luxury, family members or friends and things like that want to buy luxury homes, I'm your girl. Because I got you either way. Even if it's a $200,000 house or a $2.5 million house, right? I got you either way. It's the same thing. We're selling real estate. And I got you. As long what is that saying? I always mess up sayings. If you guys know, you know. But it's that saying, if you lead with love, right? Or if you looking for if you lead with love and you lead to help people, like the money follows type of thing. And I truly, truly believe that, right? I do. Luxury Thursday. I like the sound of that. Yes, let's evolve together. I'm super excited. Even if it's, we gonna do it. And if let's do it. Okay. Pedro said, like you say in your videos, once you close, you can at your pace make your personal changes in time. Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people get stuck and there's some people who are like really, they're really tight on the budget and things like that. Sometimes those are the people who just want it all, right? And I'm like, it's not a bad thing to want it all. Don't get me wrong, because and that looks different for everybody, right? But for me, it's just like, okay, I understand you want this, but that's just cosmetic things, right? Like little by little. I know that there's carpet in all the bedrooms and you don't like carpet, but if everything else fits, if it's a perfect price and it meets everything else, then, you can take care of the rugs later. Eager to learn about Onyx. Yes. Monica said you can do it. Yes, Monica, I'm waiting for you, girlfriend. You my girl. She got 5 daughters. 5 daughters. 5 daughters. I think hubby wants to try one more time to get a son, but it's 5 beautiful daughters. I'm waiting for you to join real estate. She did her class already. She just got to take the test. Like, let's go. If, like I always say, if I could do it, anybody could do it. That's what gets me to my short today, right? It's like, don't ever let anybody's limitations limit you. Like, no, if you think in your head like, oh, I couldn't do it with 6 kids and run a successful business and all this other stuff, that's your limit. Don't put that on me, And I think a lot of people do that, right? Like, oh, she can't do that. She can't run this, or she can't, I don't know what people say, right? But no, you do what you want to do. Definitely expand your hustle. Absolutely. I definitely want to sell. We need some realness in the luxury world. All right, we need some realness. I do want to sell. I've been thinking about possibly getting licensed in New York. Listen, after watching Sirhan, let me tell you that, okay? We from people who from New York, I didn't know about no penthouses or nothing like that in the city, and I've lived in apartments. I rented all the time in New York, right? So when I watched Sirhan, I was like, Wait, what? That's in New York? That's in the city? There's like 15, wait, a penthouse for $15 million? What? Like, I could do that. Why not? You need, so, and then these people on Sirhan, right? Great agents and they selling and all that other stuff. I'm like, I could see myself there selling. Huh?
Owning Manhattan.
Yeah, it's not called Sirhan. Sorry. It's called Owning Manhattan. So the broker is Ryan Sirhan. So I'm like, I could do that. Why not? I could sell a $20 million penthouse. Let's do it. I could do it in my fake bamboo earrings. Just kidding. All right. Luxury Thursday with Sparkles. Alexis, you left New York, but you still have the New York accent. Yes. Born and raised in New York. You know, you could take me out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of me. But I don't want to live back in New York. I can tell you that much. After going over there and having to take the train, it's not for me. I would be Ubering it all throughout wherever I need to go. No more waiting on my fingerprints. I just called and they don't have it. Mailed them a month ago, but I'm ready for my exam. Hey, you let me know if you need me. I'm there. Yes. There's nothing that I love more when I see moms just like, yes, ready to just take it to the next level, ready to do something different. Let me tell you, Monica is in the military. She's a strong woman. Her husband is in the military as well. Man, they are bad. Ding! What's that center? What's that center sound? The sensor sound. Beep. Great. I love seeing moms like, you know what? There's more to life, right? I love that. I'm all for that. I know a couple of people who have reached out to me who I inspire them to get into real estate and all this other stuff. And I absolutely love that because, like I always say, like my story is not for me, it's for somebody else. What would you renovate first if you're house poor and waited to sell it to move to a newer house? What would you renovate first? So, okay. So are you saying that you are, what should you renovate first in your house to sell it? Is that what you're saying? James said, many may need a house sitting service. I can buy the house, but need 2 months to move out my business. Just a service to check it out weekly. Keep the squatters out. Yes, absolutely. So what would you, honestly, there's so many different ways to sell a house, right? Whether it's you're selling it to an investor, you're selling, you're wholesaling it, or you are fixing it up as much as you can so that you can sell it for the highest amount possible, right? So I would start off with like the landscape, right? Landscaping, I feel, is definitely a must, especially when it comes to pictures. You want to have a very, very nice landscape, right? And you could do that yourself to save money. Little by little, you can, depending on how the exterior paint is, right? Maybe freshen it up with some paint. The roof is that's a very good selling point if the roof is new, or if you need a new roof, then there's a few different things that you can do, right? So let's say if you say that you are house poor, but you own a house, you've owned it for a really long time, and you have equity, which you should have equity, right? You can take out what's called a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit. And that's basically, you can use that to kind of like spruce up the house, right? So you want to do interior painting, right? If you have carpets and it's just like really, really bad, maybe you want to, if you don't have enough money to replace it, maybe you just want to get a cleaning company to really clean the rugs, right? So if you don't have that much money, then you can maybe you could do DIYs. You can reface the cabinets to make it prettier. You can add some handles and things like that. So there's things that you can do to make the house a little bit prettier, but also you want to make sure that the very important things are either newer, or you gonna give the buyer maybe a home warranty, right? Because if for example, if I have clients who are financing and the house is, let's say, the roof is 25 years old, there's no way that they're gonna get insurance on that roof, right? And so sometimes what you can do too is that, like, let's say if that roof was the the selling point that we that's all we need to do is the roof. Sometimes there are companies where they'll replace the roof during the transaction and you'll pay them with your proceeds. That's something that you can think about as well. But I'm always going to look at roof for my clients, right? Okay, what's the age of the roof, right? How does it look? Because if the roof is too old, you're gonna have really hard time getting insurance, or it's gonna be too much, right? A second thing is the AC. How old is the AC? When's the last time it was maintenance, right? You want to look, is it leaking? There's stuff that me as I'm dealing with buyers, I'm looking out for them, right? The water heater is another one. How old is the water heater, right? If let's say you can't let's say it's working, it's old, but you can afford to replace it, then offer a home warranty, which is like $600, right? And plumbing is going to be another one. So plumbing, especially for older houses, if they have what is called the polybutylene, those are really hard to get insured, and they have to, for the most part, have to be converted into the PVC. So I've had a lot of like sellers that converted those pipes to the PVCs, because when it comes to resale homes and older homes, you have to do a 4-point inspection, a 4-point home inspection, and that's gonna tell the insurance company about the roof, the AC, the water heater, and plumbing. So 4 points. Okay. Yes, curb appeal is very important. Many buyers get turned off if outside looks unkept, makes a person wonder if the home is maintained. That's so true, Pedro. I absolutely agree. One thing I want to tell you too, guys, I can't stress this enough, right? You want to go with the real estate agent that, number one, is going to advise you. Number two is not taking iPhone pictures. Okay. There's way too many listings that I see that I look through the pictures. They're iPhone pictures. You could see the person in the mirror. It's dark, right? The toilet seat is up. There's no, and no. When I tell you, we had a guys, I don't have many of these, right? But there's some clients, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there's some clients that I don't ever want to talk to again. Like, there's just like, ooh. And so this seller was one of those clients that I never just want to talk to ever again. So we told her we give we prep our clients, right? And we told her what needed to get done prior to pictures. Okay. When I tell you, nothing was done. When we got there, my husband and I, everything was tirado. It was not picture ready. Me and him went in there like, oh my goodness, we took everything and we put it in the garage. We put it or in the freaking the drawers and things like that, because what you don't want, number one, you don't want to see, and I'm telling you this, a lot of buyers don't want to see pictures of the seller's family all over the wall, right? Because they want to envision themselves too. So you want it as minimal as possible, as clean as possible. You want to take me personally, we take everything off. We don't leave all the magnets off the refrigerator, all the pictures off the refrigerator. It makes such a big difference, right? And even in the bathrooms, we don't want no toothbrushes showing, none of that, no soaps, shampoos, none of that. We just want it really, really clean. And so that's what we did. We went in there and we just like made it picture ready. So that was one. And then we let her know that she had to, like, when was closing and all this other stuff, that she had to be out. She was, oh my God. It was, I'm not even gonna get into it. It was just a really, really hard transaction. Any of your new clients have trouble getting home insurance? Flood. So honestly, Melanie, most like 99% of the houses I sell are not in a flood zone. Most of Central Florida is not in a flood zone. You have maybe some houses that are on the lake or things like that. That's completely different. But we don't need, so the houses I've sold, there's no flood insurance required because it's in flood zone X. Carmen said she does. First thing she look at is the roof. We are witness of that. Yes, yes. There's always things to look at. Let's, we're gonna, we going we got you. James said, I've seen beautiful houses with grubby concrete driveways and just a power washing would have improved the curb appeal, but it wasn't done. A real turnoff. Yes, I agree with you, James. I really do. Or you know what bothers me the most too is that so when you are taking pictures for the listing to sell the house, your car should never be in the driveway. Like your car, when you're looking at MLS photos, you should not see a car in the driveway. You just shouldn't. It should just be very, very clean. And unfortunately, and I've seen this way too much, people think that they're saving money if they're using the realtor who you were able to negotiate 4% or, oh shit, I'm not supposed to talk about percentage, a lower percentage, right? And what you see, what you pay for, you get what you pay for. You guys see, I always mix up my sayings, but you get what you pay for in that sense, right? And so it's always good to pay that agent what they're asking for if you know that agent knows what they're doing, right? Because at the end of the day, if the agent is going to want to get you the most amount of money, right? Because number one is their reputation. Number two, they want to set records for selling, the highest home in the neighborhood, right? And of course, they want referrals. Because if you didn't do a good job, you think your clients are gonna refer you to their friends, family, neighbors? No, probably not. All right, guys, I'm done. I've been out this house since like 7 in the morning. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go spend some time with the kitties. I love you guys. Love you guys. Tomorrow, don't forget, tomorrow's Onyx Builders. Tuesday is a really, really beautiful home in Ocala. And I'm hoping to start Luxury Thursdays on in November. We were supposed to start this month, but it's just been a crazy month. And don't forget the lifestyle. Is everybody here subscribed to my lifestyle channel? Because this week, how many subscribers we got? We got 72 subscribers, and my last video got 35 views. Come on, guys, help me share this. Hold on. All right, this is the lifestyle. All right, that's the lifestyle channel. Sunshine State Living, like I said, is just a blast. It's going to be just like family fun activities in the Florida living. You're gonna see my family in there just because it's just super important for them to be involved, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so and then if you guys need anything from me, you guys know where to reach me at. My Floridians, please let me know if you need anything. If I need an Instacart you guys a case of water or batteries or something, please reach out to me. Magda said, thank you, Alexis, for all your invaluable advice. Can't wait to meet you later on this month. I am super excited, Magda. Thank you guys for continuing to trust me. I absolutely love you guys. You guys are, not only am I helping you evolve in real estate, but you guys are helping me evolve in life. Okay, like I could honestly say I would have never been able to afford a New York trip with my kids. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest and say that I would have never been able to afford an over $10,000 cruise for my family of 8 next week. Okay, so I'm getting goosebumps. I really, really love y'all. This is only the beginning. Seriously. Thank you for trusting me. Continue to, like, comment, share, subscribe. It makes a really big difference with the algorithm. But we have goals, and I'm super excited to help everyone and anyone that I absolutely can. I love, love, love you guys. I'm only a call away. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Okay. I hope you guys have a great, great, great week.